Hello and thank you for tuning in to the Property Guide. This is our weekly comprehensive guide to India's property market. So if you're looking for a home, you've come to the right place. We'll review locations, developers and specific projects so you can make a smart decision when you buy real estate. Remember, any question you have, you can send to thepropertyguide@etnow.com. On the show this week, we'll review the property market of Pune and find out if it makes sense to invest in Pune right now. We'll also take a look at Devanahalli in Bangalore. Does that make sense as an investment option? And in our legal segment this week, can a builder charge you interest on a delayed payment if he himself has delayed delivery? All right, joining us now on the show, Ravi Ahuja, Executive Director at Cushman & Wakefield. Thank you for joining in, Ravi.
Thank you.
And Jayashree Kurup, Head of Content and Research at magicbricks.com. Jayashree, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining in. Jayashree is in our Noida office. I want to first talk about festive sales before we start doing any of the work we talked about earlier. Jayashree, given the action you've seen on the website so far, we've talked a lot about the offers. We saw everything from cars to laptops to iPads being offered, gold coins over the festive season. Give us an idea of what sales have been like across our metros.
We have seen very slow festive sales in the Delhi and Bombay markets. There's been a lot of searches, so which means that the consumer is still searching, but we haven't seen our feedback from the markets are that markets have been very, very slow, and this has hardly been a festive sale kind of thing. The Bangalore and Pune markets are still bucking the trend. We do see some transactions there, but that's not necessarily related to the festive season. You see, when the sentiments are high during the festive season, there is an outburst and the consumer starts buying. But when the consumer sentiment is weak, as it is in the current market, the consumer is looking, but I don't think he's going to put his money in a hurry.
Ravi, tell us what this means for the market. If Jayashree is telling us consumer sentiment is low, what are you reading into that? What does this mean for the property market right now?
It means two things. The property market, in terms of the consumers, are willing to wait it out to see some correction, which is already impending. On the developer front, I think those in denial mode have started agreeing to the fact that yes, the sales are stagnant. The last-ditch attempt through the promotional schemes in the Diwali kind of season has not paid off, and therefore sales will remain stagnant, and therefore now it's time for them to realize that they need to come back with direct price reductions rather than negotiated on the table and giving away discounts. I think once that happens, the market is ready to bite because there is housing demand, there is pent-up demand, but it's just waiting for the right price.
And Jayashree, what's your advice for consumers right now who are browsing the internet, looking for homes but not making any decisions? What's your advice to them at this point?
Do not wait for very long, because this is a window of about 6 to 8 months. After the elections, these markets will rise. There is enough demand and enough supply, and the markets will start rising. The amount of negotiation that you can do is only in the next 4 to 6 months. After that, even developers know that after the elections, there will be some movement in the market.
All right, so this window is only available for the next 6 months. That's what Jayashree says. If you're going to make a deal, and if you're looking to buy a home, do it before the elections. All right, this week, our focus is on Pune's real estate market. Let's take a look first at how prices have moved in Pune over the last few years, and then we'll come back and ask both of our experts how we should be approaching Pune as an investment option.
Thanks for that, Faye. Now, although the prices of homes in Pune haven't increased at all over the last 1 year, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Specifically, pockets mainly in the eastern and western growth corridors of the city have witnessed a smart appreciation over the last 6 years. The eastern part of Pune has benefited strongly from the ITSEZ and commercial development in the neighborhood. Kharadi, along with the neighboring Kalyani Nagar, have seen the residential property prices double over the last 6 years. The prices of mid-segment homes here are priced at 5,500 and 8,500 rupees per square foot respectively. The price trends are similar for the western part of Pune. Wakad has seen a phenomenal growth due to its proximity to the Infotech and Biotechnology Park at Hinjewadi. The average prices here have increased to 5,525 rupees per square foot in 2013 from 2,500 rupees per square foot in 2008. That's an increase of 100% in the last 6 years. Wakad is also one of the most affordable locations in Pune. Kothurud, which is mainly home to educational institutions, has seen a price increase of a whopping 43% in the last 2 years. The prices here have increased to 8,300 rupees per square foot in 2013 from an earlier 5,800 rupees per square foot in 2011. And let's not forget the high-end segments in the upmarket neighborhood of Koregaon Park, where prices have now soared from 9,600 rupees per square foot in 2008 to 17,000 rupees per square foot. Not far behind, Aund Baner is being priced between 8,000 and 12,000 rupees a square foot. One thing's for sure, it's demand from the employees of IT companies that's certainly driving the market. So it certainly makes sense to follow the coders. With that, it's back to you, Faye.
All right, Avan, thank you for that information. Jayashree, when we look at Pune right now, is it true that it's the IT hubs really that are pulling all of the demand? Is that what we should be focusing on as investors in Pune?
You see, there is manufacturing industries also driving a little bit of the demand, but Pune by and large is growing because of the IT demand. And newer IT hubs seem to be doing very well, which actually means the Kharadi, Magarpata belt in East Pune and the Hinjewadi IT park. Both of them are very strong drivers, and both East and West Pune have seen a lot of localities which were in demand, not too much in demand, suddenly coming up. Baner is a typical example. Suddenly the Hinjewadi IT park has brought Baner straight into center stage, and you can see a lot of development happening there, a lot of demand, both for sale as well as rental.
Jayashree, hold on to that thought. I'm going to come back to you about rental demands. I just want to bring Ravi in. Now, Jayashree, just give us a list of IT hubs. Tell us, among those hubs, where do you see the most promise in terms of Pune?
I feel Hinjewadi has already seen some upside, but the peripheral markets of Hinjewadi, such as Ravet, such as Gahunje, which is seeing a lot of developments by prominent developers like Piramals and Lodhas, is going to see a lot of demand, and the connectivity is only going to improve into the city. Wagholi, again, on the rare end of the Eastern Corridor, is a great option to invest. Coming back to the center of the city, I think Koregaon Park is seeing some phenomenal activity in terms of the premium segment or luxury segment developments. We're seeing some branded residences, the Trump Tower, which is at the junction of the Koregaon Park and Kalyani Nagar, already quoting rates of 20,000 rupee plus.
Well, the interesting thing about Pune is that sales was down about 30% this year, according to one of the reports. Supply has doubled. So there is a situation of oversupply. Can viewers and consumers negotiate in Pune? Till what margin can we negotiate at this point?
I think last when I was speaking to a few developers, at least a 10 to 15% negotiated rates are possible on the table when you sit down with a check. I don't think the rack rates have come down. The Pune developers are very wary of bringing the prices down for obvious reasons. But yeah, you could sit down and negotiate 10, 15, in certain cases even 20%. There is oversupply in some of these markets, particularly let's say Hinjewadi, which has already gone up to 5,000 rupees. But if you can get a 5,000 rupee per square feet apartment down to 42, 4,300, I think it's a good long-term buy. If you're an actual user, the time is now, between now and next 3 to 4 months to do this. If you're an investor, obviously the time is to probably wait it out to see and to get one of the best deals possible.
Right. In fact, we've got all of our experts to put their heads together and draw up a list of projects in Pune right now that are open for booking that makes sense for you as an investor. Take a look. Here are a list of projects in Pune that you could consider investing in. Pristine Royale in Aund, priced at 8,500 rupees a square foot. Godrej Horizon, priced between 4,800 rupees and 5,000 rupees a square foot. Life Republic and Tuscan Estate by Kolte Patil Developers in Hinjewadi and Karadi, priced at 5,000 rupees a square foot. Kalpatru Harmony in Wakad, priced at 5,250, and Sarathi Sovereign in Hinjewadi, priced at 4,400 rupees. It's time for us to take a few questions where Pranshu has written in. He tells us he's a first-time buyer looking to invest in property in Mumbai, has a budget of between 80 lakh rupees and 1.2 crore rupees. The preferred locations for him, Thane, Goregaon, Kandivali and Kalamboli is what he's looking at. He wants to know what he can afford within that budget. Ravi, what can he afford at this point?
I think he could look at Thane at that budget of 80 lakhs to 1.2 crore. He could easily look at about 2-bedroom apartment. But one could look at Kandivali or Borivali, which are better markets and not so high in supply, but with a smaller configuration, probably a 1 BHK. So I would suggest these rather than going to Dombivli or Panvel, which are more long-term beneficial.
So we hope that helps. Remember, if you have a question for any of our experts, you can write to us. Our email ID is at the bottom of your screen. It's time to take a very quick break, but when we come back, we'll discuss the Devanahalli market in Bangalore and tell you what investment options make sense in that area. Don't go anywhere.